In recent news, Ford sent Dirk Müller around the Nordschleife in their latest muscle car project, the Ford Mustang GTD, and that stands for Grand Touring Daytona. They did this in hopes to achieve a sub 7-second lap time. Now, the closest the US have coming to do so is in the Dodge Viper ACR, and that did it in 7 minutes and 1 second. 1 second away from that sub 7-second lap time. Well, I can tell you, spoiler, that the Mustang did it in 6 minutes 57 seconds. And this is huge news, not only for Ford, but the US and North America, because they enter an elite club of the sub 7-second lap time around the Nordschleife. Now, not only are we going to build that GTD car in this video, we're going to send it around the Nordschleife in hope to beat good old Dirk's time of 1 minute 57 seconds. I knew I would better get through that without saying 1 minute. It's 6 minutes, 6 minutes 57 seconds. Ugh. Amateur. This is the Mustang that I've chosen to go with, the GT350R, and I've done that because the displacement is close to the 5.2 litre V8 that we need for the GTD. So here we are then, we're in the tuner shop to start bolting on some items to fully realise the GTD. So we know that it's got a supercharged V8, so that's why I've slapped on the supercharger for low-end torque around the Nordschleife. Next, we want to try and up the engine power as much as possible. You're going to need to slap on pretty much all engine modifications, which will take you to the 810 brake horsepower, close enough, I feel, to represent and fully realise the GTD. Next, we want to turn our attention to the weight. Now, I've tried looking online to see if there's been any release on the GTD's weight, but I have uncovered nothing. So I've gone for weight reduction stage 1 and 2 in this case, because the idea of the GTD was that it started as the GT3 and they made it the GT3 into a road car. So given that, it's not full race spec, it's somewhat in the middle, so I've gone to up as far as weight stage 2 on that one. Next, we have the increased body rigidity. I've done that because the GTD has a carbon body shell, so if we can somewhat replicate that in the increased body rigidity, I'm happy with that. We've also got on there things like the racing discs and pads and the fully customizable suspension, because this car will need to be tuned in the tuning setup sheet. We've also got the customizable racing transmission. I included that one because it ups us to paddle shift, which the GTD has, and also we can play about with the top speed of the car, because the GTD performed and produced, I think it was close to 190 miles an hour. That's why I've done that, so we can just bring that top speed down a little bit. Next, tyres. Okay, so tyres, like I said, this is a road car, let's not forget. So that's why I've gone for the Sport Soft in this case. I haven't gone silly and slapped on a racing soft here. This isn't a race car, this is a road performance car, so we've got the Sport Soft on there. Ballast as well, just to try and equal out some of that weight distribution. It's good to have in your armory in the setup sheet. And then last but not least, the fully customizable LSD, just for some tweaking and if it gets a bit too squirrely out of the corners, you can have a play about with that. So that's the vehicle upgrades taken care of in the understeer engineering performance shop. So let's head, as ever, to the fun bit where we can start really realizing the GTD in the car customization. So car customization then. The paint color, I've gone for Ford's Raven Black in this case. If you go and watch Dirk Müller's lap time around the Nordschleife, they've chosen this black paint color. This closely resembles that, so we'll run with that. Custom parts, right, the front, we've got the front splitter applied, side skirts applied, and the wing, that somewhat represents the GT3 wing, so we've ran with that as well. So moving on to wheels, I think I've found quite a nice replica of the GTD wheel here, so we're going to run with that one. Also as well, we can see that I've added on the license plate just as a nice little touch from the Nordschleife lap. Quick bit of info on the settings sheet then. So we've got the sport softs on there that I mentioned in the tune-in. We've also got the body height adjustment, 20 mil, thereabouts above the minimum to avoid any wheel arch scraping. We are on the Nordschleife, let's not forget there's going to be plenty of bumps and hurdles to jump over, so we need to allow for something there. What else have we got? We've got the negative camber angle. I went for a slightly higher negative camber angle on the rear. This just increases the stability coming out of the corners, and there's a lot of power in this GTD replica, so we need to improve that ability to come out of the corners, get on power as quick as possible. Also got the initial torque down there at the bottom. This just improves the car's ability to turn, and as we know, there are a lot of turns at the Nordschleife. So that's the settings sheet. Also as well, we've got, just quickly, we've got the transmission, the fully customizable racing transmission. Set that to 260. This, I don't know if this is the right way to do it, but it means the car tops out at about 190 miles an hour, which what I said goes along with what I said about the GTD reaching that 190 miles an hour. So that's the settings sheet. It's time for the lap. So they've nicknamed this place the Green Hell, and I'll quite happily spend an eternity on this racetrack. We've got 810 brake horsepower to try and unleash around the tight and twisty corners of the Nordschleife in hopes to beat that sub 7 second lap time that Dirk Müller achieved of 6 minutes and 57 seconds. I've got the setup, I've got the car, I've not got the talent, but we'll give it a go. One thing that I absolutely love about this build is that I feel like I've got 810 brake horsepower under the hood. My right foot has never ached so much from having to be so sensitive on the throttle. I'm wheel spinning in 4th gear coming out of these corners, but that is not to say that this car doesn't handle well. When applied correctly and treated with some respect, this car is an absolute weapon around this track. It's unbelievable. This could be one of my most favourite builds. Haven't done many, but it's certainly up there for me. I'm having an absolute blast with this car. It's so good. Really, really well set up, and you can just chuck it round the Nordschleife. Oh man, this car just demands so much respect. Just like the GTD does in real life, I'm sure. God knows what Dirk would have gone through on that lap. Oh, let's hang it out around here. Go, go, go. On the rumble. That was quick through there. On power as soon as you can. Get it slowed down. Oh, wrestling with this car coming out of these corners. A lot of fun. Come on. This build's incredible. Right, I think that's enough practice for now. I don't expect Dirk got much practice, so I'm going to give myself the same parameters here. It's going to be a timed lap to try to achieve that sub 7 second lap time for the US. slightly a bit faster. Maybe it doesn't truly transfer over to real life, the horsepower and the settings and everything, but Dirk, you're defeated. Oh, what a roller coaster. The intensity. You go into a trance. It's like nothing you've ever felt before. You really do. Around this track, just like Monaco, you go into an absolute trance of just everything around me just fades away. Just, you're so zoned in. It's an incredible feeling. The amount of attention this car needs enables you to, it puts you into that trance-like state. It's incredible. What a lap. So obviously those were some of the highlights of the lap and the lap time itself, but I'm going to include the full lap on the channel just for anyone that wants to go and have a little peek at how the lap actually went. There were some very hairy moments, let me tell you, but with the amount of time that I've spent with this car, that's understandable. I haven't fully, truly started to understand it, but so much fun. It's incredible. It's such an incredible car. It's going in, it's staying in the garage, this one. It's staying in. So there we have it. That was my Mustang GTD build, based off of the recent news of Dirk Müller's incredible lap round the Nordschleife, achieving that 157 seconds. I don't want to take anything that I've made in this video away from Dirk's lap. Incredible. If you haven't seen it yet, go and check his lap out. Ford put together a little film as well, which is also worth a watch. Remarkable stuff from Ford. Really, really good. If I don't see you, have a Merry Christmas, and thanks for watching.